Chad Elkins presents the Elkins Accounting Hour with your host, Chad Elkins.
All right, Mr. Clary, how are things?
Would you like to hear a story about fetching a motorcycle patch?
Sure, why not?
Okay, so the GF and I, we go to Sturgis, and normally we don't, but we went twice this year, and it was fun. I had a good time. The trick was to go in the morning when people are still asleep, and it's just a good time. Yeah. So I'm looking around at all the different motorcycle riders, and they got patches for stretches of roads that are considered difficult or a high technique or whatever, high skill. I'm like, well, I did that one. I did the $1 Million Highway. I did the Spearfish Canyon. And I'm like, I didn't know you get patches for these. I thought it was like serious ones, like 129, Oatman, Beartooth Pass, shit like that. So we're in Sturgis. You think they sell motorcycle patches there?
I mean, I would imagine.
Yeah,
so.
They sell motorcycle patches. And there's two in South Dakota that I've done. Everybody else had the patch. Iron Mountain Lookout and Spearfish Canyon. We've driven through both.
Yep.
Well, I'm like, shit, I'm going to just go buy the patch. You know, I did it in the past. I'm buying the patch for these. Well, turns out Sturgis can only sell Sturgis patches. And Spearfish Canyon, you have to go to a town called Savoy in Spearfish Canyon to get the Spearfish Canyon patch. They cannot sell it. It is copyrighted. And if you want to go get the Iron Mountain Lookout patch, guess where you got to go?
Iron Mountain?
Iron Mountain, which is the town out there, is called Keystone. So we drove all the way to Spearfish Canyon today to go get the Spearfish Canyon patch. No one there has any clue what we're talking about. No one owns them. No one carries them. I'm like, all right, we're going to head back down south. We'll go to Keystone. Detour, the one main paved road there is blocked off. They opened it back up for construction. I'm like, fuck it. Chad, you know what I've concluded now?
What's that?
So I normally do not advise stealing, right? I don't.
Right.
But when I try to give you my money and you make it like I went online to see if they sell them. No, they don't sell them. They're nowhere to be sold online. You have to go to these physical places. We don't have it. What are you talking about? Yeah, fuck it. I'm done. I'm making my own patches. So I'm going to lift. It's really just a highway sign with 16A on it. It's not, I guess if I make it myself, it's not stealing. But I don't care who's got the copyright to these patches. Fuck you. I can't find them. I'm making my own. So there, I'm going to be Devil Aaron, Devil Cappy.
There you go.
Yep.
You know, great one. Was it last week he was talking about Sturgis or something? But yeah, he went into some detail about the women that go to those events.
Yeah, it's not. No. Just so you all know, all the attractive women are imported labor to serve drinks and sell. They're not locals. That's not. Yeah. That is not what it looks like. All the tourist women are, you know what the average age now is at Sturgis?
I'm going to say it's up there, right? Like,
take a guess.
50?
62.
Ooh, boomers. Boomer delight.
Yeah, it's old. It's old. And so there are not, in 1973, there were some pretty women, but there are not pretty women there now.
Oh, man. Well, real quick, the beer I'm drinking is a double IPA from New Belgium Brewery in Colorado. It's called Fruit Force. Clary, this is not a frou-frou drink. Do you want to guess the ABV on this?
Voodoo Ranger?
Yeah, Voodoo Ranger.
Is that out of Fort Collins?
It's Colorado. I don't think it's Fort Collins. Yeah, it is out of Fort Collins.
I thought it's the Belgian company, the ones with the bike, Fat Tire.
Fat Tire, they make.
I've been past there because I was hanging out with the great one who once lived in Fort Collins.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume it's high. I'm gonna say it's 11%.
So it's only 9.5%, but I mean it's good enough that after one of these I'm feeling pretty good. So cheers.
Good. Cheers.
So I don't know if you know this, Clary. A lot of people have been asking me over email, you know, when are you going to have Mr. Texas back on? You know, he's funny and they want to have Mr. Texas.
Right.
He ended up in the hospital a couple of days ago.
Again?
Again, yeah. So he's having some health issues. The candidate and I visited him yesterday, and he was, in pretty good spirits. And we talked to him today. He had some tests run, and it looks like he's going to be all right. So
Okay.
I don't know when I'll be able to get him on here again, but just to answer people asking, he's fine. And we had a bit of a scare there, but he's okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, the candidate was really stressed.
If he was 27, would we be scared?
Yeah, but
Oh, really? It was that bad.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
like
want to.
when you say you got a health scare, well, if they're 83, everything's a health scare. But if you're 28, well, it's just a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I can't get too specific. I'll tell you off camera, but yeah, this was actually kind of scary. We were just like,
Okay.
what the
All
heck?
right.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I mean, he sounded good on the phone today. The test results came back good. So I don't know if I'll have him on, but I'm just glad he's going to be okay. At least
Yeah.
that's what they say.
Plus, he's got that 28-year-old girlfriend that kind of lurks around. What was her name?
Mariah.
Mariah. Yes,
West.
Mariah
Yeah.
West. Yes, of course. Okay, I remember now. And he's got her on his side, so she'll carry it through.
Yes, Mariah. We'll get him back on here at some point, hopefully. But no, man, other than that, I'm back in my own Southern Command. As you can see, I've missed my light. That's a big part of our stream here. Yeah.
Did you now order one for Chicago since you like it so much?
Well, candidates like, get that out of here. I'm like, no, it's staying here.
She was gonna kill you, remember?
Yeah.
You caught her with the knife at sleep. You're about to die. Yeah.
I don't know what she has against this. I like it. No, not much else going on. Just like getting busy again. We're getting close to September, which is when things really start to ramp up again for me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you got anything else going on? You had that great stream we were talking about with Pearl.
Oh yeah, Pearl released the whole thing. Yeah, that was done about a year and a half ago. People were wondering why that wasn't out. Pearl put that originally on her membership channel.
Mm-hmm.
And then she released little bits and bites of it. And she's interviewed a lot of other guys too. I'm not the only one, and there are people much bigger than me on that. And yeah, she released the whole thing, and a lot of people have been reaching out. Yes, that is a Cowboy Bebop shirt. Yes, I was in really good shape back then. And Pearl is an outstanding interviewer. I don't say that to kiss her ass. She is maybe not Larry King level, which is the king, but she is an exceptional interviewer, and that's why the interview went so well.
I actually, I'm going to confess, I never really watched any of her videos or her interviews really until today when I saw yours. And yeah, she's very good at interviewing. Yeah. So that was a pretty good stream. No, not much else. I'm visiting my parents in Santa Fe in a week.
You're helping to move, aren't you?
Kind of. My sister's there. So my sister's there right now, and my mom's driving her crazy. And she was texting me last night. She's like, boy, you don't know what you're in for. Like, mom is just off her rocker.
I can't imagine. Wait, how long have they lived there, though?
2016. So almost 9 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So can you develop an affinity for it? Like, is your mom sad about? Really?
Yeah, like my dad really does not want to do this. Like, he would rather stay in Santa Fe. But I mean, it's like my mom's going to be 80 this year. My dad's 82. Mm-hmm. Health issues are kind of popping up. And Portland, Oregon, as much as we don't like it, they do have good hospitals there and good health care. So, and having my sister there is going to help them. So that's why they're doing this. Plus their grandkid is there. Yeah.
That's the main reason that I can see. What I've never, it's near good. It's like, no, you're in Santa Fe. There's a good hospital there. And what are your children supposed to do that the hospital isn't? Fine, your sister's nearby, but she's probably working.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, so the EMT is going to get there before you do. It's not that I don't love my parents, but I think many young people or middle-aged people ruin their lives giving up great careers in great areas. Yeah. Well, I got to be near my parents. Like, nah, if there's a problem, me being 30 minutes away ain't going to help them.
Yeah. Well, needless to say, my sister's kind of freaking out now that they're going to be there because, she and my mom have this whole, I think mother-daughter relationships are a bit complex sometimes. Like, I don't know.
Well, you could say they have some
Problems, very much so. And so she got kind of drunk a few weeks ago, and she called me and she's just like, man, if I need your help, will you come up here? And I'm like, look, if it's not my busy season, I'll consider it. But I mean, if you're like freaking out in February or March or something, I'm sorry. That's, you got to deal with that.
I have a question. How far? See, my old man was debating coming out here.
Yeah.
And retiring, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh yeah, I was looking at some apartments in Rapid City. I'm like, whoa, wait, Rapid City, my backyard?
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Like, you need to be Belle Fourche. You need at least a good 80-mile radius away from me. Like from Hermosa, you need to be 80 miles. So like Edgemont, Beulah, Wyoming.
Yeah.
Belle Fourche, like you. So how close is your mom and dad to your sister now?
About 10 minutes.
Oh, fuck no. Hell no. Oh, no.
I know, yeah.
Oh, my God.
And so she's kind of like, how did I get stuck into this position? And I'm saying, well, first of all, you're the older child. And second, you've got the grandchild. And third, my parents want nothing to do with Chicago or my 1-bedroom apartment in Chicago. And, they haven't even visited me here, down here in Texas.
I remember for a while there, I had visited your folks in Santa Fe more than you had.
Yeah,
like a couple of years stretch there, just because I happened to be driving through on the way to the Southern Command, and they're like right off the interstate. So,
and they would bring that up every so often.
Really?
Yeah, because I would only go there every other year, usually around Thanksgiving, and they'd be like, "Why is it that your friend Aaron has visited us more than you do?"
Your random friend Aaron, who's bumming out to Vegas, pulls over and says hi.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, one of my favorite pictures I got of him, I drove out there on the motorcycle.
On the bike, yeah.
And I got your old man wearing my motorcycle jacket and Mrs. Elkins wearing the GF's motorcycle. They're riding on the back. That's a cool picture. I like that one.
Your GF made an impression on my parents. They're just like, oh, she was such a lovely girl. And
because she's quiet. You want to impress people, just be quiet. You don't have to like, oh my God.
I'm going to quote Rareb, shut the fuck up is a superpower.
It is a superpower, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be heading there, helping him pack a little bit. So, that's all I got going on this month.
Not to delay from the topic at hand, but helping them pack, I got to know, are they going to throw away most of their stuff because they already got a fully furnished house? Or is mom trying to save every possible thing? You got to run into that?
There's going to be some of that. I told you about how I'm going to be going through probably over 1,000 baseball cards to try to figure out if there's anything of value in here, which there are going to be.
Yeah,
valuable cards in there. She's making my sister go through all these boxes to see what she wants to keep. I think they're old items of hers. I don't know.
Sure. Well, if your mom saved your baseball card collection, she's probably got some of your sister's from back when she was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, and apparently she was driving. They got into a bit of a spat. Was this yesterday? No, this was Tuesday. They got into a spat. So I was getting texts from both of them.
Dude, what's your old man? He just go in the basement and avoid all this bullshit?
He's just like, have fun. I didn't even want to move,
Oh, God, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, and the candidate briefly thought of joining me for this. I'm like, no, you don't want to be around for this. Trust me. Just, you don't want.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna drive over from Dallas over to Santa Fe then?
I'm gonna fly. It's actually almost a 2-hour flight. Like it's out
dude,
there.
Texas is huge. And then you got to throw in, you're going halfway across New Mexico too.
Yes.
Albuquerque is not on the border. You're halfway through it. Yeah, that's going to be a long drive.
It's hot in here. Let me get the fan on. It was a heat index of 108 today. This is just insane.
I was complaining because it was like 93 and me and the GF were driving the convertible around up in the mountains where it was like 85. Like we got up high enough and it was nice and cool. We got back down. It's like, it's hot and muggy. So these are problems, Chad.
And
we have issues handling them.
And I also can very much see when I look at the weather around the country, I definitely understand why you do not go to Vegas except November and later.
Yeah, November to May. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I think it's 115 now, but yeah, we don't go there in July.
Yeah. All right. Well, to the topic at hand, I think you'll like this one because maybe you've done videos about this. I'm not sure. But I keep getting some emails from service industry workers, like friends of mine that I know that are bartenders and waitresses and things like that. And I had to talk about this because I'm tired of getting asked about it. And I did find an article that we're going to go over quickly, and I'm going to pop open my tax program. I see you're saying that Atham is a dork, where we're about to.
Atham Clary going to make an
Atham
appearance?
Clary is going to be making
I like
a
Atham Clary.
So do I. He's very.
How is the dildo store doing? Is it doing well?
Fortunately, we're not going to be dealing with that because we're.
Oh, Vince is going to be very upset.
Oh, well, we're going to pretend like Atham Clary is a asshole bartender or asshole server. Yeah. But I want to first mention. This was about a year ago. It was the Elkins Accounting Hour, episode 67. I did it in late August 2024. This was a solo stream. I don't think you were available. I talked about whether or not the IRS should allow tax-free tips for service workers because that was a big campaign thing with Kamala and Trump. You know, they were like, oh, tax-free tips plus tax-free overtime. Right. So I linked that down below if you guys haven't seen that and want to check it out, because I went through that really well. So this is in a way, it's kind of like part 2 to that, but it's pretty informative. Clary, before we get to the article, I really want to know something. And this is before this year. So just up to this point in your life. What's been your approach when it comes to tipping? Do you have like a rule of thumb? Do you base it on how good the service was? Do you use a percentage?
It's like, for example, even though you were not served, you sat down and served at a coffee place, I will tip a coffee person because that's expected. If I'm at a bar, I tip the bartender. If I sit down and tip, if I sit down and eat, I'll tip. And all that is more or less dependent on performance.
Okay.
Standard is like 15, 18. If you're good, I'll give you 20, 25. If you're exceptional and I know you, like you got your guy, your bartender, I'll tip those guys like a third.
Okay. Really?
Yeah. I mean, unless it's a really high tab, but yeah, I kind of, well, they're friends too. And they're, you know, here's the other thing. Dude, is this a real job?
I mean,
I get super chats coming in. I think I could tip my bartender an extra $1, you know?
That's
like
fair.
It's kind of like, I'm not a spread the wealth guy, but and then occasionally if I had it's I don't do this because I don't pay with cash, but if I'm paying with cash and it's fast food, I feel bad for those guys. So I'll actually leave them a tip. Even though that's not expected, but usually I'm a pretty good tipper. But like if you do shit service, like, yeah, man, I'll just opt out. Oh, and I don't, when they turn, if it's not a place to tip and they turn around, I'm going to ask you a few questions. You tell me that, just turn it around. But if you say that, I'm already down in the 10%. And oftentimes I'm like, no tip whatsoever. Like a crumble cookie, it asks you to tip and I'm entering in my own order. Fuck you. I'm not tipping someone where I have to enter in my own order. So
that's fair.
Yeah. So that's kind of my general set of rules.
So philosophically, you're pretty much okay with it. You like to base it on service, or maybe you're friends with the person. So you're just a regular tipper.
Regular tipper. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to pop open this article real quick.
But if Atham was serving me, I wouldn't tip. The hell with that guy.
Yeah. Or at least I wouldn't pay him in money. No. All right. Share screen, window. Okay, the title of this article is, well, you can see it. Trump's quote, "No tax on tips raises worker questions. One bartender says it feels, quote, too good to be true." There's actually 2 authors of this one. Somebody named Anna Teresa Sola, who had like 6 Twitter followers, so I don't think she has any kind of presence. And then this other one was named Kate Dorr, CFP EA, and I've read some of her other stuff. you have about 3 times the amount of followers that she does,
Well,
on Twitter.
CNBC. Well, these are 12-year-old children.
Yeah.
These are nobodies. They're just writing. I
Mhm.
mean, not that I wish Anna Teresa Sola ill, but just go away. Just go away. What was the other gal's name?
Kate Dorr, and it says she's a CFP, so a certified financial planner, and also an
DORE?
EA. DORE.
CFP and enrolled. Oh, so she actually has a real job before writing, so she probably speaks competently.
Here's her LinkedIn. Might as well just pull that up real quick.
Okay, first, did they write stupid bullshit, or is it a good article?
It's an okay article. I just wanted something, yeah. But I'm like you. I think it's important to know who wrote the article. I think that says a lot. But
Kate Dorr is she has a gay pride flag on her.
Oh, she does.
That's very important. Well, I mean, I want to judge her by what she writes, and she does have a real background, but it's just like no one gives a shit about your politics, lady.
She's really young. Yeah, she's young.
Is she? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, a few key points. Trump's, quote, big, beautiful bill includes a section called no tax on tips, which I know you're aware of. The deduction is worth up to $25,000 for qualified workers. Keep that term in mind, qualified workers. And it phases out or gets smaller once earnings exceed $150,000. While the provision was recently signed into law via Trump's spending package, questions remain about how it will play out and who qualifies. Yes, I keep getting people asking me about this, so we're going to go over this. Maddie Lopez, a bartender in Los Angeles, and that's her, has spent 25 years working in the restaurant industry where tips can make up a significant portion of a worker's income. When she heard about President Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill, which included a section called no tax on tips, she said her first reaction was, quote, "It's a little too good to be true." Lopez said that in her experience, tax breaks often seem to include a catch, and she isn't sure the benefit will be as generous as some workers expect.
She's not wrong.
No, I would be skeptical too. That it didn't. Yeah. It's a reasonable question, experts say. Some key details of the provision, including, this is huge, including which occupations and kinds of gratuities may qualify, are still unclear. There's also some confusion among workers about how the tax break works. T. Cooper, a hair and makeup stylist in New York City, said that the measure is, quote, being perceived incorrectly among tipped workers she knows. Quote, "A lot of people don't understand that you will still have to pay tax on the tips," end quote, she said.
Wait, run that past me again. Read that again.
So she's saying that, this no tax on tips is being perceived a little incorrectly. And she thinks that people don't understand that you will still have to pay tax on the tips. But we're going to get into that because she's kind of right, but a little bit wrong as well. So how does it work? Both Republicans and Democrats floated the idea during the 2024 presidential campaign. The no tax on tips provision in Trump's big, beautiful bill provides a deduction worth up to $25,000. And I'm going to illustrate this. This tax break, which is available even if you don't itemize deductions, reduces taxable income. The deduction phases out or gets smaller once modified adjusted gross income exceeds $150,000. So, I mean, let's face it, there's not a lot of servers or bartenders that are reporting $150,000.
Yeah, I mean, your top elite star performers. But yes, this is so nearly everyone is captured by this law.
Yeah, almost everyone. The law is also temporary. The tax break is available from 2025 through 2028. And what's really going to be fun is this was put into law right in the middle of 2025. So that'll be fun. However, quote, "You're still likely paying state taxes on tip income, and you'll owe payroll levies for Medicare and Social Security," says Ben Henry Moreland, a certified financial planner with some company. That's very true. It's not a problem in South Dakota or Nevada or the state of Washington, Tennessee, etc. But yeah, that's true.
So you have to pay state income tax on because it's only a federal
Yes.
removal of taxes. So you still have to pay state income taxes. What's this Medicare and Medicaid thing? Isn't that federal?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I'm just about to get to that. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
all right.
federal. It's basically payroll stuff, and I'm going to show
Right.
you that.
Okay.
Deductible tips must appear on information returns from your employer, such as a Form W-2 or 1099. So hold that thought with the 1099. But the agency's reporting rules for tip income remain unclear, experts say. For example, questions remain about how employers need to report tips on Forms W-2 or 1099 to qualify for the deduction. So I'm going to show you how they're going to do it on a W-2 form. That's no big deal. For 1099, I have absolutely no idea how they're going to do it.
So is it going to be a 1099 div, INT, and then just call it 1099 tip?
I think they're going to have to create some kind of new 1099 form.
Okay.
You're right. Because I don't know. There's no place on the 1099. There's no box that says, oh, this is tips. So this is going to be a weird one. Currently, workers who make $20 per month in tips must report those earnings to employers, according to the IRS. Tips can include cash directly paid by customers, payouts from tip sharing structures among employees, and credit card payments. The IRS is expected to this is great. The IRS is expected to clarify which occupations qualify for the tax break in early October for the agency. Do you think YouTubers will be on there?
I hope YouTubers are in there, man. I hope YouTube with their super chat tip. Those are tips. Those are tips. If the IRS has any intellectual honesty, if they would know those are tips and they say those are tax deductible up to $150,000, that would be just and right. I think so. I've
been getting emails from YouTubers, some of whom you know, that are asking me about this. They're like, are my super chats going to be tips? And I'm just like, I really don't think so. I don't think they're going to count that.
I don't think so either. So we are waiting for IRS guidance come October as to what. All right.
So why don't we have a look at this? Now, Clary, let me switch. I want to present. I'm going to show you the W-2 as it stands now. 1 second. There. Share screen, window. So this is the example I used in that stream I did a year ago about this whole thing. You probably can't see it that well. This is a W-2, as you can see, and it's a real one that I've gotten with a client who is a bartender. And as you can see, it's got the usual boxes. Can you see what it says in box 7, Clary? Do you see how
Social Security tips? Yes.
Yeah. And do you see how if you add the Social Security tips to the Social Security wages, the sum is the same as box 1 and box 3?
So he made more tips than he did wages?
Yeah, it's interesting how they do that. So you'll get paid on a W-2, right? But they'll take out what they believe are the tips that you earned, and it goes into a separate category. But you're still paying payroll taxes on those tips. That's what this shows.
Okay, all right.
So I don't see any reason why this is going to be a big deal for W-2, bartenders, waiters, whatever. Like I was just saying, I have absolutely no idea how they're going to do this on a 1099 because there's nothing like that.
You're saying the W-2, once they remove that Social Security tips that's deductible, they will not only will the federal income tax on that go away, the Social Security, Medicare tax, FUTA, SUTA, WUTA, CUTA also goes away.
That's going to stay because.
So you literally only get a federal income tax.
Correct. And I'm going to show you what that is, at least according to the way they're saying they're going to do it.
All right.
We're going to enter this information into my return, into Atham Clary's return, and I'm going to show you what a difference this is going to make. And to me, it's a huge part of picking winners and losers. So I kind of don't like it. But let me show you the impact of this. So let me remove this. Go. You like it when I share my tax program, don't you?
I love it.
Yeah.
Look at this right here. This is how you get the girls, Chad.
Oh,
this
yeah.
Is why you're a lady killer. You just.
Speak of the subject.
Look at this. Look at this.
Atham, we were just about to do your taxes. So, all All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to enter the information from this, and you'll see it, so you can see what happens. This is before this no tax on tips.
You got to
okay?
zoom in on it because no one can make out that font.
Why don't I take us out of here?
Take
Let
us
me
out,
see.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to see us when they can see this 1040 form?
Okay, shoot. I'm so bad at this. All right.
Now it's just us.
I know. I never really know how to take us out of this thing. Oh, I know. We just have to do this. There we go.
There you go. Okay.
Nobody wants to see us anyway.
Yeah.
So if we go to the W-2, right? This is just a fake company. I'm going to go ahead and put in. This is straight from the W-2. So 36339, 5141 of tax withheld, federal taxes withheld. Now notice, oops, I put in the wrong. No. 36339. There we go. So you notice the Social Security wages are automatically adding up to these, but when you put in the Social Security tips, and again, this is straight from the W-2, it changes it. So you're still paying payroll taxes. That's what this is, but you get a separate line. So this may be hard for you to see, Clary, but based on this alone, Atham is getting a refund of $2,766. Okay, so
$2,766, and this is the way it's currently done now.
Yeah, this is the way it's always been done. So you can see that up there on the refund. Watch what this rule is going to do and the impact it's going to have. So obviously, this is 2024 software, so I can't. There's not a real line item for this, but it is going to be a Schedule 1 item. So remember, it's $25,000, right?
Right.
So if I'll just put it in any of these, Schedule 1 boxes. We'll put the 25,000. So his refund goes from 2,766.
Can I guess?
Yeah, guess.
Okay, so 25. He's poor. He's only making 36,000. I'm going to say it's a $20,000 refund.
No, it's not that bad. It's
not that okay.
He gets a refund. So we'll go back to 1. So if we do that line item, so we reduce the income by $25,000. The refund is $5,141, which happens to be 100% of the federal taxes that were withheld from his paycheck on his W-2. So this is kind of my long-winded way of saying, if you qualify for this and you're already not reporting all your income, Clary, do you really think servers and bartenders that get paid cash tips are reporting this?
No, of course not. No.
Right. It's not happening. So, I mean, this is a real boon for people in these professions because they're essentially going to get everything back or almost everything back federally that has been withheld.
They might vote Republican. They might like these low taxes things. Are you sure we want to go through with this?
Yeah, it's interesting that the Dems were campaigning on it as well. So see, federal income tax withheld on W-2, and you get it all
reimbursed.
back.
You get it all back. Yep. Okay, cool.
But keep in mind, you are still paying Social Security and Medicare.
Old people need their money.
Yeah. Yep. So that's kind of what the article, I think, was saying, and what let me get us back here, and what the misconception was, because I think some of these service industry workers are thinking, oh, I'm not going to pay any taxes up to $25,000. So they're right and they're wrong. Okay. And by the way, I didn't do any of the state tax stuff, but I mean, do you really think the state of California or New York is going to,
all you people who work in service industry, which I think that's where they're going to say no. The SIC code has to be service industry.
Yes.
All you people who keep voting Democrat, you can thank a Republican, Donald Trump, for giving you this federal tax break, but you chose to live in leftist shitholes and you voted for leftist shitholes, and you will definitely still pay the state income tax on this as well. Absolutely.
I mean, there may be some states that will exclude it. I doubt that, but there may be some.
They're too money hungry. Do you see Minnesota or California doing? They're too money hungry. They don't.
No. Yeah. Real quick from I'm the Boss 2077. You're correct. It is going to be adjustment on Schedule 1. Like that's what I just did. And yeah, he was just talking about the states, but yes. So that's what I'm predicting with this. I want to finish out the article. And then I want to ask you a few other questions, Clary, if you don't mind, because I really want your philosophy on some of this stuff.
All right.
It's different with everybody. So let's get back to the article here. So finishing up. So the IRS is going to provide guidance about which occupations. So what counts as qualified tips? According to the provision, qualified tips include cash or gratuity paid by credit card, as well as earnings from a sharing agreement. But it also, so this part is bullshit. But it also says tips must be paid voluntarily by the customer. So that's key. And I'm
Okay.
going to tell you why. Yeah. That puts automatic service charges like mandatory gratuity charges restaurants impose on larger parties in question. Clary, have you ever had a large group you've been
Yes.
with and they've automatically like put the gratuity into the bill?
I've had that. Yes.
So that's not voluntary.
That's not voluntary. That should not be considered a tip. That's like a fee. Like when they,
right.
And when cute little Minnesota restaurants, they add the health insurance, they break it out, the health insurance fee.
Yeah.
To remind you that they gotta pay. Like, nope, that's not a tip either. I did not that you all the fees that you add. A fee is not a tip. It's not voluntary.
So it makes me wonder if they're just going to flat out remove those. But I mean, the business wants to write off those, those automatic fees as well. So it's going to be it's going to be interesting how that
If
goes.
employers want to be dicks about it, they could.
Mm-hmm.
They could say, "Oh no, we did mandatory tipping, but that's not tax deductible." I mean, if they want to be dicks about it, they could. But I think that's a rarer instance than one most would think.
Exactly. Real quick, yes, if it reduces your federal income, it could reduce your state taxable income.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm the boss. I'm saying that states aren't going to stand for that because that's not their rule. That's only the federal rule. So they're going to force professionals to add it back.
Oh, you think they're going to force it? Okay.
I really believe that. I think they're going to do that. So adding to the reporting confusion, it's not and this is true. It's not unusual for those kinds of mandatory gratuities. It gets mixed in with other tip income. So how the hell are they going to, segregate those? They can't.
Sounds like a them problem.
Yeah. Well, it better not become a me problem is all I'm saying.
You got this with the Boxo receipts. You'll be fine.
Boxo receipts. By the way, Dre is in the chat. We'll get to your super
chat.
I'm
sure he has some snide remarks. Yes.
He does. So I want to finish this up here, and then I want to ask you a few other questions here. All right. Customers are tipping less. In some industries, tipping has decreased as consumer sentiment declines. During the second quarter of 2025, the average tip across restaurants, cafes, and bars was at 14.99%. So 15% down on average from 15.17% the prior quarter.
Okay, we're talking 18th of 100, like 1/5 of 1%.
Yeah, isn't it odd how
that's
they're
not,
acting like that's
not,
a big deal? That's not a big deal.
That could just be weather. That's just that's not a trend.
That's odd that they emphasize that. Quote, as consumer confidence in the economy shifts and tips fall, maybe if that happens, workers are taking home less, Ming Tai Hu, head of food and beverage at Square, wrote in the report. I like this next line. Some consumers are also experiencing tipping fatigue. Have you ever heard that term?
Yes, we're fatigued over a lot of things.
Yes, we are.
A lot of fatigue going on.
About 41% of Americans say that, quote, tipping is out of control in 2025, up from 25% last year, according to a Bankrate report. Some workers say higher service costs and reduced consumer spending have contributed to these tipping trends. In the hair industry, so it's not just servers, it's like hairstylists.
Sure, you masseuses and all that, you give them a tip. Yeah.
In the hair industry, prices typically rise every year as the cost of materials, rent, and services go up, said Cooper. Quote.
Can I change that?
Yeah. I mean, that's...
Let me read that again about the hair industry.
In the hair industry, prices typically rise every year as the cost of materials, rent, and services go up.
Let me translate that into English. In the hair industry, which is 98% women, who vote Democrat to print off more money and more free shit, which causes inflation, that causes their prices at their hair salon to go up. I just want to correct that for for everyone.
And I have a few hairstylists as clients. You know, they have their own salons.
They're all
escort-
Republicans, right? They all vote
Oh,
for lower
geez.
tax, of course.
Clary, if I showed you visuals of them, you would know
No, I don't
exactly how
know.
they're voting.
I
I'm not
know.
going to.
I
Yeah.
know.
They also hate me, I think.
Mm.
So, quote, it's not that people have an issue with tipping, she said. The service overall has just become way more expensive. That's true, not just in the hair industry, that's in the restaurant industry.
You know, it's
Everything's-
you know what industry it's happening in?
Hmm.
All. Because see, Chad, I don't know if you knew this. You can't triple the money supply in 2 years and not have inflation. But hey, it felt really good getting those stimmy checks, right, kids? So yes, hair industry people, it's not just you, it's everything has gone up because free money.
That's why I liked your interview with Pearl. You were like, yeah, economist is not a real job.
Not a
Like
real job.
I didn't even like major in it. I just kind of I became one in a sense.
It was
So,
once data, everyone could be an economist. You just get data and do number crunching. There you go. That's it.
exactly. So, finishing up, in restaurants and bars, it's not unusual to see smaller checks these days, Lopez said, which makes your tip average decline. For example, previously, a $200 tab could earn $40 in tips, but nowadays, a typical tab could be $100, she says, and you're only making $20 on the same guest. So, Clary, we've talked about what your typical philosophy is with tipping. You've done it. You believe that doing a good job, you'll tip adequately. Doing a poor job, you're probably going to tip less, or perhaps not even tip at all.
Right.
And if it's a friend of yours, you know, you'll tip accordingly.
Right.
So is my question. I'm going to give you my thoughts. Knowing that now, this is any service worker. Don't think about your friends. Like knowing now that they're not even going to have to declare this is income, this tip income as part of their federal income tax. Does that change your philosophy at all on this?
No, because I would like them to keep as much money as possible. And if I'm going to do that, then the efficacy of that tax cut won't work. Because, okay, let me answer your question with a question, Chad.
Yeah.
You get a coupon for BJ's Brew House, right?
Pazuki.
Yeah, we're all going to get Pazookies, right? And we get 25% off the Pazookies.
Yes.
Do you tip on the full amount or the discounted amount when you subtract the 25% coupon?
That's a good question because people do it different ways. You really should tip before the discount, like you should. Yeah.
That's what you should do, and that's what I do. We're trying to help younger people make money, right?
Right.
Assholes are the ones that, well, fuck them, they got their tax deduction. I'm not like, can something good happen in the economy? And if you can't afford it, maybe you shouldn't be going out to eat or whatever. But I mean, come on, no, man, just tip them the 15 to 20%. Let them have their win. Why can't you, it's not going to lower your standard of living. It seems chintzy of you. It would be the type, well, I got a $50 off coupon, so I'm going to only tip on the net amount. No, you tip on the full amount because that's the amount of work they put in.
That I agree in full about. But this is no more Mr. Nice Guy Chad here. I got to tell you, man, I really feel like tipping culture has gotten out of control because lately, I mean, I was in Chicago just a week ago, actually. I was there for a couple of weeks. Man, I went to a few places and you know how they bring up the automatic tips screen and they'll give you different
starting at 30%.
Yes. That pissed me off, man. That's bullshit. So I think tipping culture is kind of getting out of control. And when I see that shit, man, it just makes me want to tip at best 15%.
There you go. Yeah. And that's what I do. When you turn that and it's not the tippers that said it, by the way.
Right. It's not them.
When you turn that thing around and it starts at 20, now I'm going to do custom tip or no tip at all.
Yes.
You have burdened me now. There should not be starting at 20.
Yeah.
I will go the extra now to make sure you make less. And so you could have like a standard, 10, 15, 20 custom. But I don't know if you even should have preset. You should require Americans to be able to do the math of 0.2 times.
Agreed.
But no, if I agree with you, Chad, it has gotten out of control. People want to get tipped for things. It's like, no, you didn't do any work. And no, I'm not fucking tipping you 25% minimum.
Right.
I will do a custom. Yep. So I have no, and that's going to affect, that's where I will dock you, but that has nothing to do with your performance. It's my experience now is lessened and I'm burdened. Yeah. Fuck off. And now I'm in a bad mood. So yes, I will tip less for that.
Okay. Yeah. And I just got to say, you know, it has gotten out of control. There's something philosophically that's bothering me about this. And in a way, you sound like more of a nice guy than I do, Clary, with what I'm about to say. It's one thing if I'm out with a client that, you know, if I can deduct, if I can deduct whatever I've paid at a restaurant as part of business meals or whatever, I'm fine if they get a tip, right? That's whatever. I guess philosophically, what's not sitting right with me is that I don't like the idea that they don't have to pay income taxes on the tip, but I cannot deduct it myself if it's not one of my business meals. Like, that's not really jiving with me with this new
Run this past me again.
Okay, so
they get the tax deduction.
Okay. But I don't get the corresponding deduction from paying them.
Unless you were conducting business.
Yeah, unless I was conducting business. And I got to tell you, man, I already felt like tipping culture was a bit out of control, like I've been saying. So to me, this is a step up where, so they don't even have to pay taxes on it and I can't write it off. This is if I'm doing it the right way.
Here's what you can do. You got a piece of paper and a pencil? Okay, write this down. Yeah, let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. 430 South Capitol Street. Southeast.
South Capitol Street.
Southeast.
Yeah.
Washington, D.C.
D.C.
That is the Democrat headquarters, and you could put in your application to join the Democrat Party. Maybe you could donate money there because you're upset somebody benefited and you did not. Is that what I'm hearing? Somebody's better off than you, so you should punish them. You, sir, you would make a fine Democrat, sir.
Oh.
Somebody, Bob has $3. Frank has $2. Let's shoot Frank and redistribute. Wait, no, Bob and redistribute his $3. How dare people benefit without you benefiting, Chad?
I see your point. I understand. I wrote down the address.
They will welcome you with open arms.
But you got to understand, man, I've been doing my job for a long time now. And I first started out having a lot of, actually, my first clients were service industry workers.
Okay.
Bartenders, waitresses, even hairstylists.
Hey.
And they're not claiming the tips anyway, which is fine and all. Like,
okay, now it's above board. I still don't see. So you're saying from a cash flow perspective, it doesn't change for them because they're not claiming the tips anyway. Okay, and now we're going to put a law into effect that basically makes them claim the tips because they're not paying taxes on it.
But no, they're not going to claim the cash tips that they get. You know, you're a bartender, right?
Right.
Larry? And I'm at the bar for several hours and I pay you drink by drink. You know, I have like, I don't know, not 9 drinks or something. And every time you gave it to me, I gave you the money in cash. That doesn't go into the system as tips.
Right. I agree.
And of course, the restaurant, the bar, they're not going to include those tips on the W-2 as tips because that's the credit card purchases.
Right.
That, they do in there. So look, I'm not saying I'm not against them keeping more of their money. I understand that. And by the way, that's a good point. The real Uncle Hector, 15% is the new 20% tip.
I'm going that way, but go on.
Me too. No, that was exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Like I always tried to be pretty generous with tipping. But with this new thing and with, getting screens in my face where it's starting at 20 or 25%, and now they're not claiming the income. I'm at a point where I don't think I'm willing to go over 15% now.
Poor service negatively affects you.
Yes.
The annoyance of turning the screen around, we have some question to ask you. The tip starting at 25 annoys you and lessens your experience.
Yes, to me. Yeah.
Them making more money doesn't lessen your experience.
No, and that's what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say. I'm not like, oh, I want to screw them. It's more like, okay, this is just adding up in terms of a negative experience for me.
Mm.
I'm the same as you. You know, I have my favorite bars in Chicago. You've been to them.
Yeah.
That's different. Like, I know the people there and I like the people. Of course, I'm going to be generous with my tips. I'm just saying, if I go to some random restaurant, say I go out to eat with my parents, you know, and we go to
Right.
Santa Fe, and I decide to treat them, and then the time comes to pay the bill, and I'm shoved with this, you know, 20% minimum, and I have to, you know, click custom and everything. Maybe I would have originally left 20%, but the fact that I'm stuck in this situation, I'm going to drop that down. Does that make
Right. Oh, no, because that makes sense. It is lessening your enjoyment and your
Yes.
standard. Right. And I'm
Yeah.
all for that right there. And I
Yeah.
will, that's why I have different rules and I'll judge and
Yeah.
it will change that. But nowhere into my calculus would them making more money or paying less taxes factor into that, akin to the coupon example I gave you before.
Right. Yeah. Like, that's, like I said, I'm not trying to screw anybody. I'm just saying I've seen how sausage is made. I've seen behind the curtain how this is not getting claimed as income anyway. So this is just kind of adding a little bit to the negative experience of the bad things getting shoved in my face. So I guess that was the point that I was trying to get across. So
430 South Capitol Street, Southeast, Washington, D.C.
There's people asking, how does Clary know that address?
I looked it up. I just typed
Oh,
in
yeah.
Democrat headquarters. It's in Washington, D.C., you know, like probably every other political party.
You know what the candidate will periodically say to me or ask me?
We should shoot people who expect more tips and get wait, we should shoot people that have it better than us. Is that what she says?
No, you'll like this. She says, she just got home, by the way. I heard the garage. She goes, I need you to promise me that you're never going to become a liberal or a Democrat. Like, she said that to me a few times because I've said something. You know, she'll hear me say something like, man, they should just legalize marijuana on a federal level. I don't get all that. You know, I've said some things. She's like, you have to swear to me that you're not going to become a Democrat.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not. Don't worry. Okay. Ain't happening.
I think that goes both ways. I think you got your Democrat couples and they don't want you because that's their religion.
Yeah.
You know, because it is important. I mean, it's like you can't become a conservative or a Republican because that's their value system.
Mhm.
Republicans or conservative or libertarians are more like, you're not doing that because it's stupid.
Right.
And you're not going to become a Democrat because you're not jacking up my taxes. That's how simple it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, the last thing I'll say about this is I'm really interested in seeing the occupations list. They're saying in October it'll come out. Obviously, servers, bartenders, hairstylists are going to be on it, but who else? I don't think
YouTubers should definitely be included. Yeah. They should be.
No, I'm not against
it.
I'm not against it. I'm saying I just don't think it's going to happen.
You know who should get double tax deductions?
YouTubers?
Short economist YouTubers. Those guys are the ones who should get they should get double tax deductions. If they really want a stimulus package, they should give short white guy economist YouTubers double tax deductions. I think that'd be a good thing.
Well, I told Raymond this a couple of weeks ago. I say, because I go on his show occasionally and I'll leave super chats. I consider that advertising, man, because he always mentions my channel on there. And so
from your perspective,
yeah.
See, now here's an interesting question. Most of the tips I give are for advertising purpose, right? Old man Rollo's out there. I'll slam on. Oh, Clary's in the house, and then maybe one. So the intention of my spending is not a tip; it is marketing.
Right.
So now, how you going to suss that out?
I don't
see.
know.
Most of my super chats are tips. People aren't advertising, and they're just Dre. It's just to insult me. That's basically it. Yeah, and you. But at the end of the day, those are genuinely tips. But what if the person tipping had an ulterior motive, right?
Right.
So I'm from the use of the word. Yes, most of your super chats are tips.
Voluntary. They're voluntary.
Voluntary. Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to consider that tax. That's not going to be tax deductible. That's not going to be under this new law. I think it is really going to be service industry, bartenders, waiters,
Yeah.
waitresses, baristas, that type of thing, which is good. Because you know why, Chad?
Ubers. Why?
Ubers. I'm okay if other people benefit and I don't. I
Sure,
don't want to
yeah.
shoot them.
Right.
You know, I'm not a Democrat. I'm okay if some people get a tax deduction and my taxes don't go up. I'll be all right with that.
Right. So what I've been telling Raymond was, if you are going on other streams and you're giving super chats and you're doing this to get the word out on your channel, like I don't know if he's ever done that on your channel, Clary.
I more
but
like to say hi, but it has the same effect because
exactly.
yeah,
So I've been asking him to, because he's kind of my client. Like I'm like, please keep track of these. That's advertising. I keep track of it, and so should you. And so should you, Clary. But I don't think you.
I have YouTube will track it for you.
Right.
You just go in there and you pull it up, and there's all your super chats. Yes.
Right. So that's really all I got. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens with this. But man, people are really wondering how it's going to go.
Well, it's thank God for Trump, not because necessarily I agree with his politics, but he's actually taking action.
Yeah.
Like the last time I saw action was probably Barack Obama doing nationalized health care.
Yeah.
Which I disagree with, but at least it was okay. That's decisive action. Before that was Reagan. Everyone is just so fucking milky toast.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see Trump come. No, we're not tips. You're working. You're probably younger or poorer. We're not going to tax your tips no more. And forget efficacy and implementation. But you're doing something. You know, his executive orders where, what was it? Was the one recently where he just said, yeah, banks can't debank people. You can't deny people their purchases. Like, oh my God, you took some fucking action. Now a judge might stop it and Congress might stop it, but at least somebody did something, you know? So I think it's good for everyone. I don't think it's going to break the bank. And yeah, I think people will help. Yeah, it'll help. And maybe you poor Democrats who were told your entire life that Donald Trump is Hitler reincarnate and the Republicans murder babies. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's feminist. You know, maybe you might realize that no, they're not. They're just a little bit more mature and they want to be more practical. So I think it's a good thing overall.
The very, very last thing I'll say before we get to the super chats, guys, I haven't even mentioned overtime yet because I have no idea how they're going to segregate, you know, the no tax on overtime. I don't even know where you can put that on the W-2 or 1099.
Would all this be solved if we just had a flat sales
tax?
Yes. It would all be solved. I'm just wondering. It seems like a lot of talking, a lot of compliance costs.
It is. And guys, please put me out of work. Do a flat tax. Do a sales tax. I will be fine. Do it.
Chad. Yeah. They don't have to put you out of work because AI is coming for your job. AI is going to put you out of work, Chad. Take you out.
Oh, if I had a nickel for how many times people have said, AI is going to ruin the accounting industry and the tax industry. Shut up. So, super chat time. Mr. Clary. We got some good ones here. You ready?
I'm ready. Sighthound Siege, $5. Mike Sartain said, if no tax on tips goes through, then we'll be able to get hot girls back in restaurants like Hooters and Twin Peaks again. I disagree. Though the financial incentive would be there, the amount of work to stay in shape and show up on time and not tattoo your body, that is not within the fuel tank of American women today. Also, what Chad... Fine, I get to keep all my tip income at Hooters. Where else can I keep all my tip income? OnlyFans, you know, or fine, I don't get to write off my tips at Hooters, but I don't have to go to Hooters and dress up and show up on time. I could just go film myself in my bed. No, this is not going to make Twin Peaks better again. No.
I really wonder what they're gonna is OnlyFans gonna count as I don't know.
I'd be curious. Yeah. No, what is it? Yeah. Matthew Aaron for 10 generous dollars. Hope you all doing well. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, man. Yeah, doing okay.
He's got a Spike Spiegel avatar, which is really cool.
Nice. Now,
have you and the GF watched Cowboy Bebop, the series yet?
The only time I watched it was when you were here in March of 2024, and you and I watched it on the couch there because I was like, I want to see what Cowboy Bebop is. Yeah, I can't really get her into anime or cartoons or anything like that.
Got to get rid of her. It's just the candidate has failed. Get rid of her immediately.
Thank you, Matthew. Oh, Dre.
Dre, $2. Did Chad get permission from wife to drink that?
Dre, I don't have a wife, first of all. And second of all, she's the one that bought it for me. So
Good woman. It's a good woman. I know I told you just to get rid of her now, but she's changed my mind. She's a good woman. You can keep her. Okay, Lord, $10 generous dollars. I can't stay too long, but I wanted to give Cappy tax. I just did 2 C Corp returns 2 days ago. Wow, the stuff I see. I hope to see a video about how to handle CP letters.
Yeah, those are letters you get from the IRS about income discrepancies.
What does CP stand for?
I don't know. Honestly, it's just the code they use.
I got a weird one. Well, I'm kind of curious now. I know we probably for client privilege you can't tell people, but that sounds interesting. Like there's some hanky-panky going on with those corporate returns.
Interesting. I'm working on a C Corp return. It's an 1120 Form 1120. That's different from the S Corp. That's what I've been doing this week. Those are C Corps are like the Nikes, the Microsoft.
Yeah, your big ones. Yeah,
big ones.
Delaware.
Yeah. Oh, Dre.
Dre, $2. Hiking is like sleeping. It's not a hobby. See, Dre. Here's the problem with Dre. Dre, if you're going to make jokes, they have to be plausible. Like, I am short, therefore short jokes work. 'Cause everybody knows hiking is the best exercise ever. It is not like you're trying to say black is white, up is down, green is blue. It's not. That's not. Everyone knows hiking is amazing. That's like saying redheads with big tits are ugly. We just know it's not true. So he tried to overstep it with it. That's too absurd a statement, sir.
I want to defend him slightly. I mean, to be fair, Atham went hiking with us and he ended up sleeping. So
I'm never going to forget that.
Oh, Dre, I'm so glad you're in here.
Dre, $2. Has Chad's parents met his wife or harem yet? Yeah, how's that harem going? Yeah, I'm sure you.
Yeah. Man, you like Cuddlewook stories, right?
Why is there a Cuddlewooks development?
No, this is from way back, but it's a quick story, very quick story. My parents had not met Cuddlewooks yet, and then we all met up in Maui, Christmas 2016. We met, and she and I were fighting, and my dad, who never says anything, like at the end of the trip when we all went our separate ways, he kind of took me aside and goes, "Hey, Chad, I like her a lot. She's fun and everything, but I just need to tell you something." And I go, "What?" And my dad never says stuff like this. He goes, "Chad, she's nice, but I just don't think she's anything special."
Yeah.
My dad, that is so unlike anything my dad ever says, but
yeah,
that's the impression that Cuddlewooks made on the first time that we met. So I was like, wow.
She's a horrible person.
Yeah.
She's a very I don't say that funny, haha, that's your ex. She's objectively a horrible, evil human being.
Continues,
which is why I love to see her suffer.
And she is suffering. And by the way, my parents said the exact opposite when they met the candidate. So
yeah, the candidate has a job.
Yeah, and is not a terrible person.
Wholesome Med J DJ Aftershock. Oh, he changed it. $2. Hey, Cappy, you told on yourself there. Oh God.
With what?
There were these gals talking about how men don't need sex, and then they're salivating over some priest. They're like Christian blogger podcaster types. And I just retweeted it saying women don't like sex or men all that much.
Yeah.
Because they literally say men don't need sex in that. And it's just so all their like horny Christian followers came out and said, says you, I get laid all the time. Oh, look, tell me you can't get laid if you didn't. And it's just like, I'm not even responding. Yeah, it was a bunch of spurgs and autists. Like, you can't get laid. You're like, yeah, you're right. I can't get laid. You're right. Yeah, no.
Yeah, Atham. I mean, I feel bad about keeping the keys to your truck, which forced you to sleep on the trail. I still feel bad about that. So,
Turbo Rando, $5. Passed the enrolled agents test number 1. Good. Should have test 2 and 3 wrapped up by November. H&R Block hit me up for an interview as oh yes, I am, of course, as owner of H&R Block. Can Aaron put in a good word for me? Let me take a look at my stock. H&R Block stock price. Let me take a look. What do we add here? Oh my God, it's down to 49. Yay. What the hell? What the hell? I was up 20%. Oh, look at this. This is horrible. It's horrible. Oh God.
Do you ever post on your YouTube community wall?
No.
So I've been doing that this week because some joker, probably a consumer of your content and my content, signed me up for the H&R Block course. So it said, "Congratulations, you are signed up for the H&R Block course," and it was like sending me all these links. And then a day later, somebody signed me up for like job opportunities for H&R Block. So
Well, anyway, to Turbo Rando, I am a tremendously powerful, big, important guy, but I only own 20 shares, I think, in H&R Block. So I don't think I can turn their ears quickly or put a good word in. They won't, if this may shock you, Turbo, they won't know who I am when I walk into the office. They will be like, "Who the fuck are you?" So I'm not a majority shareholder.
just don't buy into it. I'm sick of their shit.
Jorge 5367 for $5. How do I get the big refunds? Hello guys and cheers. Thanks, Jorge.
Thanks, man. I guess become one of these, no tax on tips eligible professions, and that's how you can get a bigger refund.
Now here's something. I wonder how much that's going to help people find staff. Because if you know that you don't get tip, or you don't get taxes on your tips, I think that would, at least some intelligent people would prompt them to apply more to become wait staff. And then maybe, oh, Chad, did I tell you what closed in North Rapid City?
What?
Perkins closed in North Rapid City. Yeah. Maybe instead of some washed up 58-year-old, 350-pound hag, you might have some people who show up on time and do the job right and aren't ugly.
Bummer.
So I think that might increase the supply of labor to the service industry.
I remember my first visit to Rapid City. You, me, the kid, and Great One actually tried to go there, but it was just we couldn't get in, so we ended up having to go to IHOP.
IHOP, yeah.
Yeah.
James, 10 generous dollars. I'm a generous tipper. I don't tip on the screens. The tax break doesn't matter. Why can't I deduct this super chat in 438 South Capitol Street, Southeast Washington, D.C.?
I mean, the super chat thing is fascinating to me because it's voluntary and it is like a tip. It truly fits the definition.
It's like the cops. You need what's called a motive, right? Before you have a suspect and you start arresting people, I forget what it is, like evidence and opportunity, but you also needed a motive. And a tax cut such as this, its intention or its motive obviously is targeted to the service industry.
Yes.
I don't think they're going to expand it much beyond that because I think that is the spirit of the law or the spirit of the intention. And so for all of my YouTube colleagues out there, I would not be holding your breath or signing a 14% car lease just yet. I would hold off.
So you're not much of a gambler, but you do spend time in Vegas. I wonder if this will include dealers, because you know how people tip dealers at the table?
Yeah. No, it might. I think that would qualify. That's
should.
Definitely so. Yeah, it should. It definitely service industry. Yeah. Andre Wells, CPA, $2. Hey, Chad, sent you a check note.
What does that say? I don't know.
I think it's a note, a letter
an email last week.
Love the chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. A lot of stuff gets thrown into spam, so I'll take a look. Yeah, I'll take a look. Thanks for the super chat. Let's see what else we got.
Andre, did you make $3 more than Chad last week? Because if you did, Chad's a rat bastard. We need to redistribute his wealth. All right, Andre, again for $2. Cappy Tax sounds like an excellent biz franchise. I will not be starting an accounting practice anytime.
You don't need to. Just keep investing. This isn't a super chat, but the other Marcus Brown says or asks, who's going to benefit more from all these changes? CPAs or tax companies like H&R Block and the like? Look, man, the tax code, despite everybody saying, oh, we're going to try to simplify it, blah, 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 nothing ever gets simplified with the tax code. So it's only going to drive more people to not self-preparing their taxes. At least I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think who's going to benefit more. I think they're both going to benefit because they're in the same field. I don't think maybe H&R Block and the tax prep companies will benefit more because your service staff isn't going to hire out their own CPA. They'll go
Right,
to
yeah.
yeah. So I think maybe they'll benefit more, but it's not going to hurt CPAs either.
It shouldn't. And just the other Marcus Brown, please go to his channel. He's almost at 500. I want to get him 500 subscribers so he can.
And he gets monetized.
Yes.
And even though he had a channel.
Yeah, he's pretty active on there.
Spambot fodder, 250 Canadian. Dre's jokes go over Cappy's low head. He's done that a million times. That's an old one. That's
Dre loves to bust on us for being not as tall as he is, and yes, I've met Dre. So
he's 6'2", 6'1".
He's pretty tall. He's at least over 6.
Okay.
Yeah. DJ.
Wholesome DJ Aftershock.
Aftershock.
$2. I haven't changed my name. YouTube messed it up.
Weird.
I guess they did. Yeah, it used to just be DJ Aftershock, but now he's wholesome. He found Jesus.
Well, good to see you, man. I feel like it's been a while. Clary.
Oh my God, our agent in the field.
Yeah.
Chad, what do you do when you get a S-Corp client from a preparer who hasn't maintained the basis of the equity? Especially if the tax payer doesn't want to pay to reconstruct the basis or is unable to. And let me see if I can do this. What do you do?
That's a tough
S-Corp client.
So you are an S-Corp, right?
Who hasn't maintained the basis of the entity? You mean like distributions and the equity accounts?
Yeah. So, Clary, when I do your S-Corp return every year, I include a section at the end of the K1 that shows like what your profits, what your original investment was, and it shows your profits. Right. And then it takes out the distributions. That's your equitable basis. Mm-hmm. And so what Harvey, I haven't had this happen. Harvey's asking if like, say I pick up an S-Corp return from somebody else, previous preparer, right? And there's no basis. It's really hard to reconstruct that.
You got to go get your bank statements and look at all the distributions going out from the entity to not just you, but all the other firm owners
right.
Of the, right.
It's a tough one.
Does it matter if you're not going to sell it? So presumably, as far as I could understand, they're probably going to sell this S-Corp, right?
Possibly. Yeah.
Okay, so you need to know what your tax basis is or your equity amount, see where your capital gain is for what you sell for a capital gain. Yes,
it matters.
Okay.
It matters, yeah.
Okay. But what if they weren't selling it?
Well, you still need to know what their basis was, even if they die, like there could be a step up implications. And he has a good question here. I think if it was me and I inherited something from a CPA, CPAs should never not do this. Like if you know your stuff, you do the basis sheet. And this includes partnerships too. I think if I was in a situation like this, because I wouldn't be, I'd never accept this type of client. But if I was, I would ask the previous CPA to send me all of the S-Corp returns ever since it became an S-Corp so I could try to reconstruct it myself based on distributions, how much they made. It's a tough one. And I wonder how Harvey, if you're still here while we still have a minute, how does the IRS handle it when that happens?
But here, the second part is, especially if the taxpayer doesn't want to pay to reconstruct the basis, too fucking bad. I guess it sucks to be him.
Yeah, you guys can just, some CPAs are lazy. Some of the boomer CPAs are so lazy with this.
Boomers are the most wonderful, perfect generation ever, and they never screwed anything up, and everyone else is wrong.
Of course. Yeah. Now they're sucking away all the money that just bankrupt. Those are your videos. You do those. Yeah, Harvey, that's a tough one. I've never really experienced it a whole lot with my practice, but honestly, I don't think I know the answer to that. Hopefully the IRS has some kind of protocol with how to create the basis. I don't know. Clary, that's really all we got. Is there anything you wanted to hawk or any final thoughts? Oh, you can't talk about
the final thoughts is I can't really talk about how the IRS handles it. It can depend, but nothing.
I figured,
no. My latest book, Zero World Problems, is out. Take a look at it if you're looking for something to do. No, and then the only thing I can think of that we could promote is if other people would like to be in the
Ah.
wonderful world of accounting where you talk about reconstituting the basis of an S corp. Like, guys, do you want your peen to get touched? Do you want to get the girlsa? Well, let me tell you something.
No.
Working out and going to the gym and being 6'2" and driving a car and being an investment banker, that is not how you get the girls. You get the girls by becoming an accountant and learning about depreciation recapture. That is what drops the panties on the ladies. And so Chad and I, in an effort to help you guys get laid, we came up with this course called The World's Greatest Accounting Career. And it is available, link below.
I have it linked, yeah.
Chad has it linked below. The World's Greatest Accounting Career. And we primarily wrote it to help men get laid. The most direct route to getting laid is to become an accountant. But there's some ancillary benefits to becoming an accountant, Chad, right? Like what are some of the ancillary benefits of becoming an accountant?
I mean, I like working remotely. I like running my own practice. I like picking my own clients. I will say I love getting laid by being an accountant, but that's simply not true. So, yeah, it's just if you don't know what to do with your life and you think you may want to get into the field, the course kind of talks about how you can do that. Yes.
Ever since you were self-employed, have you had to worry about financial stability?
No.
Oh, so there's financial stability in becoming an accountant.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
By the way, the real way you get laid, guys, I've been meaning to say this. You just have to become friends with a guy who eventually gets 129,000 followers on YouTube, which it seems to be stuck there. It's weird. You become his friend and you find an ex who he hated. And so that motivates said friend to hook you up with his fans just to spite that ex. That's the secret. Yeah.
Yes. I want to point out the 129,000 subscribers I had, I got you laid exactly by 2 girls. All right. So don't think I got this massive inventory. You know, it's not like, oh yeah, I got this Rolodex of women I could just set you guys all up. We're talking 2 out of 129,000.
I got to say though, even 1 is an accomplishment, but 2 is crazy.
It is. Yes. So the world's greatest accounting career. And ladies, if you become an accountant, not only will you benefit from, because men, it's to get laid. Ladies, I got nothing because I don't know what you want in life. It'll just you'll be employed there. That's hopefully that will benefit your life, ladies.
I know who knows what ladies want.
This guy.
Yeah.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
He wants Mexican poops. That's what he wants with his super sticker, probably.
And he says that he is visiting, but nothing yet.
We gotta go. I gotta look him up. We gotta find. He told me the dates, and you and I gotta book flights, and we go.
Okay.
We do. Yeah.
I like going there. Right. Oh, we got one more.
Elon Musk's filthy jockstrap, $2. I'm a 6'4" SoundCloud rapper, CPA surgeon, astronaut. Well, sir, you're not getting laid because you put a CPA in there.
Yeah.
Like, everything is great, but once you say CPA, that's like having herpes. It's
take out the CPA.
Then you're gonna get laid. But if you put in CPA, the girls they go, ew. It's an ick. It's an ick. Yeah, that's what those girls say. That the CPA is the ick.
Along with engineers, that's the ick. Yeah. Clary, thank you so much for joining. I guess let us know if you think we should do what at some point.
I think we should hang out, but not like 6 years from now when you and I secretly are inevitably going to visit Athens. We keep kicking it out. We can make it 6 years, but we should hang out sooner than that. I'd say soon.
Soon.